ones in the bloopers, aren't you?
Probably.
Hey, folks, welcome to the farm.
Start that over again. I wasn't recording. Yep.
Hey, folks, welcome to the farm. It is July 5th. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Patrick, say hello.
Hi.
Hi. Man, it is muggy. My screen's fogging up.
All right, this is the first time we've done this. We are
Turn that down that way it doesn't echo.
absolute amateurs.
Let me know.
He's implanting your opinion in your head so that you have to. That's how brainwashing works. You're not asking for an opinion. You're asking them to agree with you. Absolute meatloaf goodness right there.
The crazy thing to me is watch her cut this open.
Let's cut into this.
Oh.
Let's cut it open.
This is what I grew up with, is these two imbeciles.
I'm at the Niagara Falls border crossing, and I can't get these goats and chickens off the trailer and into the canoe to get across the river.
Nope, we're both muted. Hey, here we go.
So Ricky doesn't know this, but if anyone, I know most of the people on here. Remember Fat Albert? That was the opening line. Hey. So
Hey.
he stole my line. Well, welcome on this Thanksgiving Eve. All right, there you are. Okay.
Before we get too far into it, how's the mic quality, video quality? Everybody sees us. Everybody hears us good. Nobody sounds like they're drowning in water. So how's everybody doing tonight? We got a Southern Life Homestead, Ed, Paula. We got let's see,
Island Homestead. Eva's in here.
Petway.
Got James from Petway. I'm assuming it's James. Could be Angie. Probably James. From Petway Family Farmstead.
MB Heritage. They're on the wrong side of the screen. They're supposed to be up underneath us.
Well, they will be at 7:10. I told them 7:10. So, well, welcome everyone. We'll probably go right at about an hour tonight. I know everybody's probably, I was watching a live, the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla, but at work from, I think, probably 4 or 5 o'clock, and they're already doing their Thanksgiving cooking. So I remember, when we would have large dinners and everything, Lala would start the cooking the night before. So I appreciate anybody that comes in here, gives us their time tonight. We really, really appreciate that, because I know there's lots of cooking to be done. This will be the first time in 10 years, probably, maybe even longer than that. It's just going to be Lala and I for Thanksgiving this year. So my daughter, she moved with her family up to Puget Sound area in Washington about 3 weeks or so ago. Her husband's in the military. And then little Rick, his family's going to spend
Orange Lake, Orlando.
Going to spend the weekend with his wife's family, secluded in a condo in Orlando. And so that just leaves, and my in-laws, they generally come down. They're usually here right now from Western New York, but they've got some crazy travel restrictions in place by the governor of New York. That's all I'm going to say.
I was about to say we need to drop it right there.
I'm not going to go any further than that. For people leaving New York and coming back, which would be my in-laws, or people getting to New York to go visit them. So Yeah, we would not have been able to meet the testing requirements coming into New York or out of New York. So we're not going to be around Lala's parents either this year. So it's just Lala and I. And I don't know if anyone in here has ever been to Ted's Montana Grill. It's a really, really good, great restaurant owned by Ted Turner. But they serve not only beef but also bison. And so every Thanksgiving, they do a gigantic Thanksgiving spread. And so that's what we're going over for that. So it's turkey, and Lala ain't got to do none of the cooking, and I don't have to help with any dishes. So Papa's happy. Let's get rolling on this. So who else we got in here? We got Pete's Little Homestead. Welcome, Pete. Anyone else? We got 9 folks in here. They generally roll in about 10 minutes or so after. So let's start off with some shout outs. We're going to have MB Heritage coming on around 7:10. They will come into the live. But I wanted to do a few shout outs. And the first one, probably most everyone in here is familiar with the Adventures of Frank and Tina. But I don't know if everyone in here has seen the Adventures of Frank and Tina shout out video that they did a few weeks ago, or a few days ago. It was earlier this week. You got to see that. So
I'm working on it.
All right. So Little Rick's going to play that. So shout out is to the Adventures of Frank and Tina. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, no, it's coming. It's coming. Give me a second.
So this is hilarious. And they were shouting out La La Farm, Pro Carry Trucker, Simply Jan Homestead, and some others. So Frank is very creative with his editing.
Fireball for Ed.
This part coming up is my favorite. Hey, flavors and textures. Oh no, Pro Carry Trucker, is it just me or does he look a lot like Bruce Willis?
Got cars that definitely ain't the whack. I got a Lincoln Continental and some new Cadillac. So after school, I take a dip.
This one I love. Simply, I mean, if you haven't been over to Jan, check her out. It's hilarious.
We should change our entrance music. Makes you want to do the bobblehead.
All right, let's go on to the next one. That's just hilarious. They did a fantastic job editing that. Frank does all of their editing, and it's just astounding to me how he pulls music from 30 years ago in video clips, and how he must have this head where he can categorize all this stuff, because pulling movie clips out and sound clips and music the way that he does to match the story that he's telling is just really, really incredible. The second one came up this week is remember back several weeks ago we crowned the Meatloaf Wars champion, Angie, at Life and More Reloaded. So this week, Angie got her package in the mail from Rustic Woodwork and Family. And so that's Angie's grand prize as the queen of the Meatloaf Wars. So we wanted to play that for you. She's pretty excited getting that.
Hey, you guys. It's Angie from Life and More Reloaded. Welcome back to the channel.
So we're in the process of figuring out what our next challenge is going to be. It'll probably be in the spring, and it'll probably be something very similar to the Meatloaf Wars.
Meatloaf Wars, hosted by Lala Farms. And this came from Rustic Woodwork, who
Awesome
was
channel.
making the grand prize winner a special flag. So let's jump right in here. You guys, I'm going to leave Lala Farms and Rustic Woodwork's link in the description below. So please go by and give them a little visit whenever you're done here. And I'm sure they would love to have you. If you aren't already, click like and subscribe.
I like how she digs in with a steak knife.
Open this thing up.
Yeah. She's no nonsense with this knife.
Try to
I thought she was going to shank her dog, too, because the dog's paw comes in here. The dog's, like, super excited.
Oh, the dog's nose is up in the top left.
spin it around. And of course, you guys know my dogs are forever thinking any package that comes in the mail is theirs.
So this turned out really, really good. I got a notification from Brandon when he sent this to her that he had sent it out. It took 4 weeks for us to get our flag, and Angie got hers in just under a week, so it moved pretty quick.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So that's the wooden flag. That was the grand prize for the winner of the Meatloaf Wars. So, like
But don't worry, if you can't cook meatloaf, you can still get one of these.
yeah.
Just got to go over to Rustic Woodwork.
So check out check out them. Come spring, we will have kind of announce what our next competition is going to be. But we'll probably do another flag or something very similar to that. And the last one, real quick, if you enjoy kind of really detail oriented work, Ed's attention to detail. Now this is a husband and wife team, 2 separate channels, but you've got Ed Hatmaker and Ernie Hatmaker. Each of them have a channel. We had the pleasure of meeting Ed and Ernie at a meetup up in Warner Robins, Georgia, 2.5-3 months or so ago, and had some beers around the campfire. So it was a really, really good time. But Ed and Ernie just got their shirts this week. So they kind of put out a video kind of showing their unpackaging, or I guess I'd be opening the packages. I guess it would be. Hey, Mane Tails, Fur and Fins, welcome.
John Willett Grove.
So Ed is a retired senior chief petty officer from the United States Navy. So this is a cool intro. I like it. So if you haven't checked out Ed's attention to detail, Ed does a little bit of everything. He's got started out as a model building channel, automobiles, aircrafts. He just did a model, a very, very detailed model with all authentic paint of a I think it's a 1970s era Blue Angels aircraft.
Hey everybody,
just finished that up.
To another edition of Ed's Attention to Detail. Got stuff in the mail. So I guess, this is a mail call video. And first off, wanted to show you that Ernie Hatmaker and I both got t-shirts from Lala Farm. I will leave links in the description so that you can go check out these channels.
So this is the original design that Rick that he put together into this shirt.
Somehow I think they knew that.
So, all right, I just want to shout out those 3 channels, and we got Michael and Bobby patiently waiting in the wings. So let's bring them in. This is Michael and Bobby from MB Heritage Farm.
You are lucky that I'm as good as I am at this, because I'm just hustling with this mouse back and forth. I mean, I'm ready to go.
Wasn't that your
You ready to
job?
go?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
You're in the driver's seat. There they are. How are you?
Good. How are y'all?
We're good.
Outstanding. So several weeks ago, I put out the call as I do every week. If you're a smaller channel, under 1,000 subs, is how I define that. they reached out, or we reached out to them. I'm not sure which, but they took us up on our offer, and therefore they are in with us tonight, so we can kind of get to meet them. I've attended several of their lives, and I've watched several of their videos, and they were one of the co-hosts, if you don't recall, of the hashtag Fall Barbecue Cook-Off, Fall BBQ Cook-Off, and I want to know how to protest the results, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to forego that and wish Gemini Homestead congratulatory their winnings. So, how y'all doing?
We're doing great. How you doing? I thought you would you'd rather hear who came in last place rather than
Well, Darren from Down Under Farm and Forge, all he wanted to do is beat Ed. I think that's his general rule of thumb. He doesn't care who wins. He just wants to beat Ed.
I thought he did, didn't he?
that would be last place.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Ed.
one of the things that so do you still have your plaque there, Michael? Or do you have that handy, or did you already mail it out?
Yeah,
Can you show it?
Which one? Which
The
one you want to
winning.
see?
The grand prize.
The one that we were supposed to get.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it has. We just got a 3 coats of acrylic resin today, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's going to be really shiny, probably.
So Michael is an artist, and this is
wow.
going to the grand prize winner for the Fall Barbecue Cook-Off, the inaugural season, and so that's really, really cool. Nice work.
That is so is that's just woodwork or wood burning?
Yeah, that's just a wood burning with the #1 pencil or #1 head, and it has a heat regulator on it. But I just turn it wide open and go faster or slower. Because
Now I have a question. I have done wood burning in the past, and
It don't look like that.
it doesn't look like that. But I have a question, because I'm quite artistic. I have never done anything wood related like that. But like, are there different qualities, I guess, of like wood burning pens?
Norseman Honey, how are you?
yeah,
Okay, so there's like high end pens, and then there's like not so high end pens that you get from Walmart.
right.
He did his with a $15 kit from Walmart.
Yeah, I
Oh,
used
well.
to do them all the time.
Thanks for making me feel good.
You can buy kits that have regulators, heat regulators, a bunch of different tips. You can get them up to $350.
Yeah.
They got some really, really detailed kit. But just for this contest, like I told you guys, I hadn't done wood burning in a long time. So just for the contest, I had to go get a kit because I lost mine. So I just went and got I think it was $9 or $14.
It was 15.
Michael. That's exactly my excuse. Whenever I need a new tool, I just tell Lala I lost it, and then I can go get a new one. So it's a man method.
Yeah.
Just now you're in the know, Bobby.
Yeah.
You need to challenge that claim.
Yeah. Like, are you sure you look for that?
That's in the man manual.
Yeah.
Just say you lost it.
I think you got
this one will be in the mail soon, guys. I got to put acrylic resin on it too.
That's what I was going to talk about next. So the background to this is when we come out with the Fall Barbecue Cook-Off, when we come out with those videos, I started smack talking Ed from Southern Life Homestead. Why? Because he did it first. That's simple. He called me out, and I wasn't going to put up with that silliness. So he got called back out. Well, in our video, we called him Little Eddie, and Little Eddie from Big Texas. And so Michael took that and ran with it. And now he's got the Little Eddie Teddy that he's made. So that is awesome. Can you put it up once more?
Yeah, I put a little because I know you guys sent him a Lala shirt. So I put him a little Lala shirt up there with his Colorado cup and put a couple of tattoos on him. I watched the video and checked out his tats.
That is awesome. The Little Eddie Teddy.
I'll be sending it to you and you can heckle him because you guys did beat him anyway.
So he was one of the judges, though. How did he put himself last? Or did you kick him out of the judging pool, too?
Well, we both counted at the same time. So, he knew I was going to come back and recount anyway. So
yeah, because we wanted to make sure we were right too.
Right. All right. So let me look at some of the comments here. You got Norseman Honey. Really, you guys throw me under the bus.
We love you. We love you.
Plus, you know, it's you deserve to be under that bus most of the time, Ed, because you open your mouth and stick your foot straight into it. So, all right. So tell us about MB Heritage Farm. How did you come up with the name? What's your farm about? A little bit about you guys.
Well, first off, we're excited to talk about that roo in the pick because that's part of the future of MB Heritage Farms is that big roo. The dude in that picture is not even 6 months old. He just started crowing last week.
Yeah.
Pop that picture up, Rick. The one that they sent to us.
Oh, it's a terrible picture.
Yeah, Bobby don't like that pic, I can tell you.
Oh my God.
So I emailed them and I said, send me a picture of you guys out with one of your animals. And they sent me a picture of the two of them holding, looked like a little velociraptor. I mean, that's a big bird.
Yeah, he is.
He's the super breed of our creating ourselves. And it's going to be called MB's Midas Gold. It's really big, like it's like a light Brahma and a Orpington. And
yeah, I think Brahma and Orpington.
There's a light Brahma and Orpington mostly.
And then we're taking him back to it like a bigger hen.
Yeah, we have a massive hen, but we ain't showed anybody her yet. So
wow. Well, what breed does that comb come from? Because that doesn't look like either one of those breeds. Or is that the Brahma?
Well, the light Brahma has a big one like that too. The Orpington has one, but it's not quite that big. So
that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
That one had the spots in the comb there, and we was looking for it. This breed is going to be like for the cowpox and stuff like that. It's going to be resistant, and it can be bred down. So
there we go.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
that's King Mike.
So we asked him for a picture, and this is what they sent us today. And then the first thing I saw was that is a big old boy. Unfortunately, I got to put one of our roosters down tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm probably going to process him because he's broken a leg and can't walk. So, you know, that's the way it goes. We've been thinking about doing that anyway because we did a straight run of these white Brisset. And we've been growing them out, and they've kind of reached maturity now. So I'm thinning them out based upon which one have the better qualities because we're going to be breeding them for meat next year. So I'll probably be processing 3 of the roos because I got 5 right now. I got 5 hens and 4 roosters, but one of them, the biggest one, unfortunately, with the nicest, biggest comb, has just broken his leg and can't walk.
Man.
The way it goes. It's the way it goes. So.
We actually have to call one this weekend too. He started attacking all the other chickens, and he attacked me. Yesterday? He broke skin.
Yeah. So that was the purchase. That was the purpose of the peak we sent you. We was checking him because this breed is resistant to cowpox, and it's been exposed to it many times.
Yeah.
But in the comb, we seen a spot, and we thought, oh no, cowpox. But that roo and another roo was getting into it because this one's just coming into age. Like I said, he just started crowing, so
right.
That's right, but it was just like a rooster.
Yeah, they were fighting.
Separate them and stuff.
Wow.
And
so they go after you, Bobby?
Oh yeah, he got my thumb right here on the thumb. He broke skin. So, but he was just scared. But he's got to go in the crock pot.
Yeah.
We have mean roosters on the farm.
Yeah, we got a good recipe for mean roosters.
Yeah. So I have to take.
So to go back, what was you saying?
MB come from Michael and Bobby, Heritage Farms. Yeah. Just we were trying to raise heritage chickens. This homestead was my mom's. My mom and dad started it. My mom passed away in 2009, and then after that, we kind of lost touch. I guess you could say my stepdad and I did, and then he, just got his health is going downhill, and he's got all this land and all this property. So we're here. We're back home. We're trying to take care of everything and just trying to be more self-sufficient.
How many acres are you on?
Oh, I'd say combined about 10.
Okay. Are you going to put you got other livestock other than your chickens? What's your plan?
Not yet. We don't. We were starting off small, and then we're going to go, hopefully we're going to get some IPP pigs and maybe a milk cow. I'm not sure yet about I want to get a miniature milk
Definitely
cow.
some beef. We don't know about the milk cow yet.
Yeah, I've been saying we're going to get a beef cow, 1 or 2, mainly for processing. We'll have a full size one and then a baby one, and then kind of get after the first year we'll just get a baby each year and grow them out. So we'll always have 2, and but I got a pasture that I got to get fenced in for that, and there's always one more thing to do that gets in the way of that.
Mind beef, but those milk cows require a little more commitment.
Right. Yeah. And that's why we don't do, we tell people that we raise goats. That's the very first question. Well, do you drink the milk? I said, well, we don't milk them. Ours are meat goats. And, so we we've got, I want to say 30 goats, and we breed them, and then we pick the best of the best. We keep those in our stock. We basically sell off or keep the top third, and then the middle third and the bottom third, they all go to the meat market. So,
Bobby is not taller than me. That was the baby was born in Mr. James.
Norseman Honey went over and checked out your channel. So you got, that's awesome. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to MB Heritage, go over there and check them out. They've got a great channel and a lot of content. I was watching just to kind of in preparation for this morning. I spent a lot of time trying to build some rollaway boxes, and Michael made me look like I was an overthinking idiot when I watched his video today. It's a pretty simple design, and how's it work?
Well, I went outside with no plans and just built it. I knew it had to be like on a 2-inch rise because I seen everybody else was doing it that way. So I just did like what was it, 2x3s? I just took some cheap 2x3s and made a square frame. And then when you put it on your 4 legs, the back end just goes up on a 2-inch.
Yeah, on an incline.
On an incline, and then your little door there that you put on a hinge, the egg rolls down that 2-inch incline and goes under that door, and they can't be stepped on or pecked on. But the 2-inch is perfect because your eggs won't roll fast enough to where you have to put a sponge or anything up there like a bumper. It keeps them all safe. So I mean, it's pretty simple once you get that 2-inch rise right.
They work out pretty good after you started using it.
Another good trick is making sure you use the 1-inch square hardware cloth.
Yeah. Right.
Anything smaller, the chicken poop won't go through very good, and the eggs don't roll as good. They'll start getting stuck.
Right. Yeah. And if you do get it on too much of an incline, you can go to like the dollar store and get like the little, what was it?
The big scrub sponges, but they're type of $5 for $1. They're really thick. But.
And you can just like hot glue them on the end of it, and it'll be a bumper guard for your eggs.
Right. Petway Family Farmstead, they said we need to put Little Rick on our fencing project and have him pay back for the land that I'm giving him. So yeah, some here's some background, Jade. We've fenced in, I think, probably a total of 12 or 13 acres between 4 different paddocks, and he's been there for the majority of all of that. So he's put his time in on fencing. We're all like professional.
I'm not gonna say that I deserve the property, but because that would not be the correct terminology. But
hey, Jules,
I have done my fair share of work on this farm. So
I would agree. I don't like that word deserve. We don't deserve nothing.
Yeah, like somebody else in there.
Homestead Overland. Welcome. We got Jules Smart Gardening that just came in. Welcome, Jules. If you haven't checked out, any of the channels in here, Paul is doing a good job, or James of dropping these links. Check the links out. Jules has been jamming on some of these. He's been doing a lot of lives lately. So, go check out Jules and he does a good job with his live streams. And if you want to get relaxed, he does some sitting by the fire pit outside. So I like those. I'm going to reach out to him one day and figure out how does he do that, because I think that'd be pretty cool to kind of do, some of our lives from outside, because now it's starting to cool down a lot, and now it would be enjoyable to actually be outside. So,
Ed's supposed to be sitting around a fire or sitting around a pit somewhere after this live. So once y'all leave this, y'all can go over and check him out.
Well, Ed said he got something in the mail today, so he's going to do a mail call live after we're done here. So
who's that?
Southern Life Homestead, Ed.
Oh, okay.
Ed.
Ed. So one of the videos I was watching from you guys, and you've kind of explained, kind of sounds like you're very knowledgeable about breeding your chickens. And how have you developed that? Is that just something you've developed over time? This Peach Little Homestead says, I thought Rick went to go get his burning kit. So how have you?
Yeah,
is this all?
We moved to Virginia. My
is this all
stepdad, he had
self-taught? Okay. Go
no.
ahead.
I was taught when I was like maybe 12 or 13. My stepdad taught me all about. He had a bunch of game chickens and stuff, and so I learned from there, like all the breeding process, the egg fertilization, the wing trimming, all that stuff. Even had to help with cones and stuff like that. So.
See, we've got a bunch of wine. There's a video where you went with crossing the blue wine dot and some of the others and coming up with a certain look, and I thought that was pretty cool that you can predict kind of what those percentages are going to be based upon what goes into the breed mix. I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, once you break the DNA down and you know which the little numbers, I mean the little letters and the big letters, once you know what they mean in the colors. You can pretty much know what you're going to put together and know the exact percentage of what you're going to get from each breed with color.
Yeah, we got a lot of Andalusians, and I love the blue Andalusians. But when you order a straight run of Andalusians, you're going to get splashes. You're going to get black Andalusian. I had a black rooster that was absolutely stunning, probably the prettiest rooster I've ever had, and he ended up getting killed. Something fell on him, so that leaves us with Doofus, our Easter egger. He's a big boy though. So
for the most part, if you want to know, for the most part, if you have splash and black, if you'll put them together, most of the time you get blue every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And we've seen a lot of videos. We looked it up. A lot of the videos we do, we look up and we try to find information on. And a lot of them we can't find very good information, or if it is, it's not broken down in a way that, I mean, I'm a simple mind. I have to be able to understand it. And a lot of the videos aren't. Like they're not simple enough for little people, I guess, to understand. And he did his, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Wow. Well, that was cool. That was interesting. So tell us kind of what, we've got some standard questions that we generally ask everybody. So, what kind of, I know you guys have been together, I think in one of your live streams, you said about 10 years.
12.
Okay. What's kind of brought you to where you're at today? Then we talked.
Well,
pretty much the same. Like earlier, before we came here, we was living in a cabin up in Stone Mountain State Park, and we was homesteading there before we came here. So all of the breeding and coming up with their own breed, that was really good in the summertime. Also, cold hardy, super land. That's what we was trying when we first was there, but.
Fell on hard times.
Yeah, we had to come here, and we didn't mind uniting families. But now that we've came here, this new scare with the COVID and everything, we just
trying to be more self-sufficient.
We would go ahead and be as self-sufficient as we could from now on.
Because we know how. We have the knowledge. We know how to do it. We've been working land since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My nanny had me out there in the fields planting. And, with the animals and slaughtering, and, we had to do that because we had to have something to eat. If we didn't, we wouldn't eat,
Yeah, it's funny. I watch some of these live streams and hear people asking questions like, well, doesn't it cost a lot to start homesteading? And it's like, you kind of wonder what are they talking about? Because homesteading is kind of it's not something you go buy or get. It's kind of a state of mind almost that you're going to be sufficient. So Drops Family Garden says the only thing I know about my chicken is they rob their eggs. So you need to keep doing some of those genetics ones, Michael, and educate us. So that was cute.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ed over Southern Life, he says MB Heritage is now famous. They forget about all the small people.
Oh, whatever.
That's a great response. I'm going to say that from now on. Whenever Ed talks, I'm just going to whatever. There you go. So now that's going to be coined by Bobby, Ed. So when I use that in the future, whatever, Ed. That's where it came from.
Homestead's always been a way of life for us. So we both did it since we was kids.
Yeah,
we've always had chickens in the yard. We've always had we've always been on the farm. So like when our kids, when they grow up, it is not going to be a forced lifestyle, but they're always going to know how to do it because every day they wake up, it's their life.
Right.
So if they need to come back to it,
They know.
They definitely are going to know how to
If
do
they
it.
don't want to do it, they don't have to. They can choose to go do something else, but they're always going to know how, because
Right.
if there's an apocalypse at some point in their lifetime, hopefully not, but you never know, they're going to know how to go back to the basics.
I don't think I get a shout out to Conrad Homestead. Welcome. I think they're newer to our channel, so glad you're here. They're dropping links still, right? I think Paula might have had to leave, or at least she said she might have to. James still in there. He's dropping.
I know Petway is still dropping some.
Okay. Thanks, James, buddy. Thanks for taking care of that.
James, thanks for answering the question. Bobby is not taller than me. I was in a
Well, Rick's, when I ask you guys about being together, I don't know if you heard it. Rick says, I know why they're together. It's his awesome beard.
We were driving earlier today, and there was somebody staring at him, and I was like, "They're staring at your awesome beard, dude." That's all it is.
It's just something you come accustomed to it after a while. Once you have, I've said this in the past. I wish I could have this face of awesomeness that you have, but I can't. I can't because of being in law enforcement. They won't let you grow a grizzly bear on your chin. So
you hear about men talking about they have envy of certain things, and Rick, my son has beard envy.
How would you rate my beard? Because if you give me a good rating, then that means something. Because like I said, you have a face of awesomeness.
You can thank me for that.
I think it's a G.I. Joe. See how thin but yours is thick and sticks. I think it looks good.
Thank you.
He just blew his head up. Now.
You guys all read the banner at the bottom of the screen. Go over there, subscribe to NC Heritage. Let's go. Go fund me for subscribers.
I don't get to trim mine, so I just let mine go caveman style.
No, because he's not allowed.
So I'm constantly biting into it and pulling it out of the way. It's all like yours. It's awesome, man. Keep it that way.
He does have to trim right here sometimes, though, because if he's eating or he drinks Mountain Dew, it gets stuck there, and then he talks, and the Mountain Dew goes flying everywhere.
Well, it's a flavor saver and apparently a flavor sharer.
Yes.
My beard told on me tonight, so whenever I got, I think.
I can hear you better now.
We can hear you better.
My bad. So whenever I got back from work tonight, my wife looked at me and she said, "Honey, what's right here?" Well, I'm a child when it comes to donuts, and so I do enjoy and like to indulge on occasion into a strawberry frosted.
That's why he showed you from his chest up.
Yeah. So, but
she with the donuts. Do you have to have a glass of milk with them, or you won't eat them?
Preferably yes, glass of milk with cookies and donuts and everything. But
what kind of person needs milk with a donut? I'll just eat donuts, period. Why put conditions on eating a donut?
Cake is your food. They have milk.
Yeah, and pancakes.
Yeah, I'm over it like that.
It's okay.
Jay Petway said echo is bad, Rick.
It's not now, but it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because my mic was muted, so I was actually yelling over it. Dad's mic.
Yeah, you fixed it.
Petway says all of my chickens are named Freeloader right now. They're all molting and not laying. Well, we share that problem, James.
Yeah, we don't name none of ours, but he's named Midas because of the breed that we're coming up with. That's the name of the breed.
Our roosters are named Crockpot 1, 2, and 3.
The mean one.
Really?
The mean ones, yeah, because we know which one is going to have it. Yeah.
The Rhode Island Reds are named. They're named Velociraptors.
Yeah, they're raptors. They have no personality whatsoever.
How do you separate your roos from your hens?
No.
Not really. What we do is we'll choose a rooster for breeding purposes only, and then the rest of them either goes crockpot or sold.
Yeah.
So so they commingle your hens and your roosters?
They can mingle until they start picture. Once they start to crow, it pretty much gets
So
rough.
so when you want to mate a certain,
Yeah, they start fighting each other.
when you want to mate a certain
We take
breed, so you take them and separate them.
We
Okay.
take them out,
Okay.
and you have to wait the 10 days so that the one, if any of the other roosters had gotten to her, you wait the 10 days, and then all of his DNA will then be out of the eggs, and then you can start.
Right, all the roosters. So in other words, even if you're going to do the same color or the same breed and you just want to change colors, you still have to remove that rooster and give a 10-day grace period for the new color to start taking effect.
Okay.
So,
Conrad Homestead asked, does anyone here use lighting to get more eggs?
okay, to answer that question, you can do that. You can add light and
Yeah, a
add
lot of
heat,
people
and
do.
your chicken will lay through. But here's what you need to remember: a chicken is numbered with how many eggs it's going to lay. So if a chicken is numbered for 280 eggs in 1 year, if you put heat up with her in the wintertime, she's going to lay eggs for you, but you're taking those summer eggs away. So what you're doing is you're only continuing that 280 eggs without giving her a break. You're not getting more eggs. So
I wish that would work with my kids and how much they talk. My Lord, you're limited to 2,000 words a day. After that, you're done.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing. I've been saying this for months. Is just finding the time. I'm going to do a series number 1 on a lot of people will put lighting into their coops for that very reason, to increase their lay rate. And Michael, spot on. Once that chick is born, that hen is born, they have the number of eggs that they're going to lay for the rest of their life. No more, none less. So if you speed their rate of production up during the winter by adding light, then you're decreasing the laying life of that bird, and it's going to be tougher on them because now they're putting out calcium during the entire year versus having that break, which is important in the winter. Now, with that said, I've got another video that some of you, if you look back at one of our playlists called the Experiment playlist, it's basically questions that I have asked that I couldn't get good answers for, things that I've tested out related to chickens. One of them is a lighting system called the hen light. I've purchased that hen light, and I'm going to probably be installing it in the next week. And what it does is it extends the laying time. So instead of putting just a red light in the coop, it's a LED light that simulates with blue-red, a combination of blue, red, and white lights, the actual light beams or light rays or that spectrum of the sun. And it will give you 12 hours of light and 12 hours of dark. And it comes on when the light begins to fade from the sun. And it's going on and coming off. So you get a good 12 hours. So I'm going to see if that will increase my rate of lay. I don't know if I'll continue to use it. I may. But just keep that in mind. If you're going to add light, that's spot on what Michael said. They're not going to, you might get more eggs temporarily, but you're not going to keep those eggs. It's going to decrease the hen's life expectancy. You're going to put her in the soup pot a lot quicker.
Drops, we're still getting what we get, 5 eggs a day.
Yeah.
How many eggs, or how many chickens, excuse me, how many chickens do y'all have that are laying right now?
Right now we have 5 in the chicken tractor laying, but all these are first year hens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're 1 a day every day. We're 5 for 5.
Day. And how many total birds?
Oh Lord, let's see. Let's just say 40. Let's just say 45. Probably pretty close. 40, 45.
Yeah,
somewhere close like that.
Yeah, we got probably.
They're laying every day. Is our breed that we're working on now.
Yeah.
We got probably 60, and of that, we're getting between 3 and 4 a day is what we're getting on 60 birds. But I've been counting eggs literally for 4 years, and I know exactly when they're going to stop dropping off, and I know exactly when they're going to start picking up, and we're right in that curve right now. So they should start picking up about the first to second week of February is when they start picking back up their laying. The days start getting a little bit longer. So drops, does that answer your question? Or Conrad Homestead, that's who asked that. Does that answer your question? Looks like it did. Is that good to know? So let's close this out. So what I'm gonna give you guys, I'm gonna give each one of you this question. So Michael, you first. What 3 hidden talents do you have that most people don't know about you?
Holy crap. I don't really have any hidden What? I don't really know. What hidden talent do I got?
He can sing really good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's hidden talent. I used to do lead vocals in a band back in the day, and I used to do some professional wrestling on the side with some big names.
I could see that.
Hey, did you hear the Undertaker retired today?
I did. Yeah, I was in one of the lives the other day when he was talking
I'm
to
officially old.
on the hot ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen to your defense. Undertaker retiring does not make you old at all because he's been wrestling longer than probably any of us have been. Almost any of us have been alive. Papa's like 85, so not him, but everybody else.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was one of the first characters on the regular Nintendo,
Yeah.
and he'd already been wrestling 7 years before that. So
Mhm.
that's been a long time. Yeah.
Eva at Highland Home says, "Okay, you geek chicken crazy Rick at Lala Farm." I enjoy, Eva. I enjoy my chickens.
I love it.
Lala does not like. You will never see on any of our videos. You will never see Lala talking about chickens. She used to say, "I hate the chickens." She doesn't hate them. They've kind of grown on her, but she's the one that gets tasked with picking up their deposits throughout her barn, and that's what irritates her. And so, yeah. The older Hickory Craft Farm, our older birds are all taking a break, but this year's girls are all starting to lay, so it works out great. So, yeah, I hope that happens. Hickory Craft Farm. We've got some newer Brisset in our brooder coop, so we've got 5 hens in there, and they're like any day now. I go out there every day eagerly when I get home from work to see if I got any eggs in there. Don't have any, but it should be any day now. All right, so Michael got away with just one. He said he can sing. Anything else?
No, not really. I don't reckon I have.
All right, Bobby, how about you?
Oh God. I don't know.
They want these questions up front.
I write poetry pretty good. I've had a few
yeah.
poems published.
She writes.
I don't think of any. I don't think I have anything else.
Have you ever turned any of her poems into music lyrics, Michael?
No, actually, I was supposed to illustrate some children's books that she was going to do years back.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, homesteading kind of takes over.
Yeah.
There's always one more thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, life in general. Because oh God, I was still a funeral director then when we were starting on those. A lot of things have changed since then.
Yeah, we don't get. I have a 12-string in the closet I ain't got to pick up in years. So.
Yeah, it was my mom's.
We got Sweet Pea Farm, New York, in here. Welcome. All right. Any closing comments that to persuade people to come over and check you out? You don't need to persuade them. Go over if you're not part of the MB Heritage family. Go over there and sub. These are 2 great people, and they've kind of enlightened me today. So I might have to chat with them when I get into chicken trouble, because it looks like we might have some chicken mentors here. I don't know if you want to be called a chicken mentor, but
okay. I love it.
Yeah, you can do like how to chicken or how to chicken tutorials, beard grooming DIYs, all kinds of stuff.
Listen, he doesn't ever he doesn't brush it or trim it or anything.
No, I mean I just wash it and shower.
It just flows that way.
Well, I think he fell in love. I think he fell in love with Darren when he was on here for the Meatloaf Wars, when he saw his 2-sided beard.
I love his beard.
I remember. Yeah, I remember him talking about that. But yeah, you'll see our chickens a lot. We're coming to shed boars.
Hopefully.
And we're doing a lot of permaculture. Our chickens, we're going to do a lot of DIY for start to finish chicken breeding, from finding your eggs fertilized all the way to making your own breed. Permaculture, from starting a brand new plot without any equipment whatsoever to a big, huge busting garden from permaculture. And that's without a tractor, no equipment whatsoever, just a long fork and letting the chickens do your work. We got a lot of DIYs, and there's a lot of things that people always say, you know what? We've been doing this forever. We thought we knew that, but then after watching this, it made us feel good. So we just figured we would.
We went, Lala and I, we camp a lot, and we went to I can't remember the name of the state park. It was up near Central Georgia, but it's an old 1800s era recreated homestead, and that's exactly what they do. Is they go in and when they're closing down one bed and they're going to rotate it out, they clean it up, and then they've got a 12-foot chicken coop that fits right over the 12-foot bed. And then they put a half a dozen chickens in there and just let them clean that bed up for a couple of weeks. And then they just move them to a new bed. I'm like, this is just brilliant. Not only are you cleaning it up, you're basically you're making deposits into that soil. I mean, it's just brilliant.
Yep,
Yeah.
lots of nitrogen, and also they get rid of tons of pests. We hadn't, like when we first put our chickens here, we took the Premier One and we just move them all over the pasture so they don't wear it down bare. But they fertilize it, and it's the prettiest it's ever been. And we hadn't had a tick. We hadn't had a tick on it since we put them in there.
That's what we do. Is all of ours, and sometimes I get critiqued because I talk about free ranging, and sometimes our chickens can get their own mind and they lay eggs where they want to lay eggs versus where I want them to lay eggs. And people say, well, put them in a fence, do this, do that. And it's like, my chickens have never been contained. They literally wander our entire property. I probably get most of the eggs, but I'm sure I don't get all of them, because obviously I don't, because I've got six little chickadees running around now that were not in the nesting boxes. So I know where some of them came from. I don't know where the other ones came from. They hid that nest really, really well. So
now y'all said the Premier One fencing. This is something that it's all over YouTube. Premier One fencing. We don't have any of it. We just have the stretched goat fencing. That Premier One. Does that works relatively well, or?
Yes.
We love it.
We do love it. Now for goats, I've heard a lot of people say that they can have some issues to get the right fence, because they have. Well, of course, they jump.
There's a certain fence.
Yeah.
Now we wouldn't necessarily get it for our goats per se, but that would definitely be something. That would definitely be something to look at it for the chickens. Whenever we get Fort Lala going.
No one knows what that means. I'm not going to.
Nobody knows what that means, but stay on the channel, that way you can figure it out. But that would be something cool to do. There we go. I lost the beard. But that would be something cool, is to put that Premier One around the garden and let them tear it up, and like you said, kind of do that permaculture kind of route.
So for positive affirmations, Sweet Pea Farms, New York, in reference to what you're talking about, Michael, says those are amazing topics. That sounds fun. So you got some fans, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
The Premier One, the little thing I can tell you about it is I can go out by myself. We have one piece that's 200 foot long, and one box that's their mid box Premier One. The factory I built and everything, I can go out by myself, roll it all up, move it to a new spot, set it up in 20 minutes by myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And you don't have to charge.
We have a lot of permanent fencing, so.
Yeah.
One more question. Sorry. These are all questions that I'm now getting because you've done intrigued me.
He's just in love with your beard. This is like dating questions.
I don't want to let him go. Please stay here. Come here. So
Bobby's gonna start snorting.
Hidden talent.
I hear the snort. I heard it on another live.
No, so whenever you guys are doing that poultry netting, do the chickens leave the poultry netting, or do you guys clip wings?
So what we'll do, we normally do it together, and one of us will get one end and the other will get the other, and we just kind of bring it forward as the chickens are moving forward, so they are always in the fence, but we're just moving the netting forward to them. We keep it low to the ground, and they move with it.
Trimmed bi-weekly. They get a wing trim.
They can't fly out.
And at nighttime, how we designed it was the chicken tractor has a door. They'll go up in it at nighttime, and we just leave it open. But when it's time to move, they'll go up in the tractor at nighttime, and we'll go put a door in the slot.
Yeah.
And we'll go to sleep. In the morning, we'll wake up, take the fence down, put the tracking up to the lawnmower.
Yeah.
And we pull it with the lawnmower and then set everything else up and let the chickens back out.
Yeah, that's way easier.
It's a lot easier that way.
So
Yeah, you guys are definitely getting all of the eggs that they're laying.
Yeah,
Do it that way.
They're 5-gallon buckets cut in half, and they're sitting at the back of the chicken truck where you just open the door and you just pick them up.
And plus the chickens poop more at nighttime, and it has a false bottom. It's the 1-inch chicken wire. Yeah. So it is a fertilizer machine. It's all going down the bottom, and you just move it every day.
That's great.
Only concentration. So it's pretty neat how we got it all worked out.
So CJM Farm said we'll definitely be learning off of you guys in the future with chicken videos and Drops family. So I need a chicken tractor for next year for meat birds. So all right. And
really bad around
CJM Farms, appreciate your comments earlier. I wasn't able to comment on that, but appreciate your positive comments. Dusty Goat Homestead, welcome. That's another homesteader from the other side of Florida, over on the Panhandle, and trying to get him on here for one of these segments. So I don't have anything else. So Rick's gonna start pre-screening people to make sure nobody without a beard comes on here, but I'm not gonna allow that to happen. So
John, just to answer your question, we winter our chickens through the garden, and in permaculture, we'll move the chickens. They get the parasites out, like the mayfly and all the larvae and stuff, and then we'll move them. Then our garden's covered with silage tarp through the winter, and that's when our worms come in. So the chickens really don't get a chance. They do eat the natural worms, but not the worms that come in with their compost, because the chickens are already moved to another spot. So yeah, they do get some, but they don't get the ones that's actually helping our garden for next year.
Right.
That's John at Really Grow. By the way, we love your channel, Bubba. We can't wait to see you in Shed Wars.
Conrad, to answer your question, no, we don't have one yet, but our next one, we're going to do the DIY home. We just had to make sure this one worked.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure.
It was our first one we built.
All right. Well, Michael and Bobby, it's been fun. Generally only put like 15 minutes on for this segment because we run out of things to talk about. So you guys have been awesome.
Yeah, this is like a 45 or a 40-minute get to know them.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. Hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And
thank you guys, everybody that came in to support us. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, y'all. We'll see you
one more time.
Okay.
All right, we're good. All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, y'all. Good night. Good night. Oh, Rick, you're pathetic, dude.
Sorry.
All right. So I know there's some channels in here because I've spoken to some of them. If you want to come on for this segment, this get to know them segment, we do this every Wednesday night in our live. The only requirement that we put on it is at the time that you make your commitment, you got to be under 1,000. So, there's some that I've talked to and they're like at 970 and they might be over 1,000 by the time they come on. Cause right now we got like a 4-week, wait. They're lined up 4 weeks out. But I don't care. I'd love to help somebody go over that 1,000 mark. That would be pretty awesome to do it on our live. So, if you want to be on it and you're under 1,000, shoot me an email. Just go to the about section on our YouTube homepage. You can see the email there. Send me an email. Rick, can you drop that in here as well?
The Lala Farm.
Yeah. Just Lala at thelalafarm.com. Homestead Us, welcome. Or bye, Homestead. Oh, they're leaving. Okay. So that's that. Rick,
let's go ahead and we're gonna switch it around a little bit so we can kind of utilize our time the best. We're gonna give a $10 Amazon gift card or a shirt away right now. So Papa, what was that question?
All right. So as you know, we draw all of our questions from past videos, and this is a relatively recent video. So the question is, and again, this is for either, what'd you say? A shirt or an Amazon gift card?
A $10 Amazon gift card or a shirt.
Okay. Your choice. What is the best FOMACHA score? And I'm not going to tell you what FOMACHA is.
Yeah.
What is the best FOMACHA score?
So while you guys are answering, you're gonna have to go ahead and monitor the comments. So 2 things. If you don't win the giveaway, we just opened up our merch store on Teespring. It is The store name is The Lala Farm. I'll go ahead and I'll drop that in the comment section now. So y'all can go ahead and y'all can head over there. Michael Harris beat everybody.
Oh, Michael! Oh, I didn't even see Michael's.
Yeah. So,
I didn't even
good
see
job,
Michael's
Mike.
response.
I caught you. I'm paying attention.
I mean,
Michael Harris with one.
So Michael Harris says
60.
one. Sweet Pea Farm comes in second, but it's like 6 comments down. So Michael Harris gets one.
Said 60.
Huh?
Will It Grow said 60.
No, that would be
John. You have dead goats.
John, that would be that dead goat would be dead and buried with a 60. Yeah. So that would be a really wormy goat at a 60.
They've already been processed and they're somewhere down in Brazil. So, but again, we have gotten the Teespring store up. I believe there's 5 different shirt designs. There's a hoodie on there. All the ones that you guys have been able to choose from with the giveaways. Or gotten with a shout out or whatnot, all of those are available. We're not trying to make a fortune on those shirts. So they're actually labeled they're actually priced at $15 a piece. Now with Teespring, you do have I think it's $4 or $5 in shipping. So the shirt itself is going to cost you $20 after shipping. And
which is a bargain. Pretty much shirts on you for $29.
Yeah, we're pretty much not making anything on the shirts. We're just trying to get them out to you guys. That way you can wear them. You guys will be supporting us. Now, in the future, they'll probably go up. We're also planning on doing some shirts that are maybe for causes that the proceeds for them will actually go to that cause. We haven't gotten there quite yet. But yeah, it'll eventually happen. Now the next thing that I would like to talk about is
flavors and textures. Be well. You got to go attend to that canning.
Yeah. So, there's been a lot of people that have been asking tech questions, mainly in email. And then I will occasionally get some in the videos and a comment. So what me and Papa have decided to do, and this is still early works. I'm not sure about the day of the week or anything like that, but I am going to start doing where Papa's pretty much the main character in this live stream. I'm going to be the main character in the other live stream. And just kind of going over technical stuff. There's another YouTuber that does something similar. I feel like I have a lot to offer in the tech side of things. Consider myself relatively savvy at it. But it'll be everything from thumbnail creation, answering questions about thumbnail creation, kind of giving you guys advice on the software to use. A lot of people are willing to pay money. A lot of people aren't willing to pay money. So there will be free sides of it and there will be paid sides of it. I've said before, we use everything Adobe, everything Premiere Pro and Photoshop, but there are definitely other options out there that are free and no watermarks. And, the 2 that I have on the top of my head, SVD or VDS,
VSD,
just VSDC, excuse me. VSDC, no watermark, awesome editing software. There is quite a bit of a curve to it, learning curve, but it does everything that Premiere Pro does. It's just a little bit less user-friendly, but you can do everything that we do on our videos and everything that you kind of strive to do, you can do it with that software. And then the video editing software is GIMP. So, but if you want to know any more about those, like I said, we're in the process of kind of getting this other live stream up. And I look forward to kind of, like I said, showing you guys around the thumbnail. I actually just helped Ed out at Southern Life Homestead with his logo design. And so, like I said, we're still working on it. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up that that's going to be coming soon. So if you guys do want me to do kind of like what that other guy does, where he judges your channel, I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm going to give you very constructive criticism and hopefully tell you guys certain things that you could change relatively easy and kind of run you through how to do it. So, so Michael Harris won the T-shirt. Anything else that I missed in that, Dad?
Michael Harris he wants to get a hoodie, but he wants to know what designs you can do on a hoodie. And I told him just about anything. You just need to let them know.
I can do all of the designs in the hoodie. The thing with the hoodies is I wanted to do the main thing that we wanted to sell right now, just to get the store up and going, Mike, is to put out all the shirt designs. As of right now, the hoodie that we have up is the Golden Rule hoodie with the newer logo on it, the one with the red rooster. And it is, I think you can get it in a couple different colors. But like I said, you go over there, you check it out. If you want something different, then let me know and see what I can do, especially for you, Mike, because you've been around since
Michael's probably one of our
beginning.
He's probably one of our first few subs, and he's in the Kiko Goat community. So we may make an exception for you, Michael. Bear White, welcome. He said this will be great. Just getting ready to start my farm YouTube channel. All right. Well, we feel honored that you kind of came and visited with us, and maybe we can help grow with you. That would be awesome. So
we need to talk about this. Well, here, let me take this banner off.
Crazed Family Homestead is in. All right. So those of you that watched our video this last week about Lala introducing the kittens to
that was Nene.
Oh, Nene, I'm sorry. So Madeline was introducing the chickens to the kittens and Betsy to the kittens. And we, at the end of that, we talked about a naming contest. So we asked for suggestions. Urban Grandpa Prepper, how are you, Ray? So we asked for suggestions, and basically more people than not wanted to just keep it. We've got 4 kittens. 3 of them. Yeah, 4 kittens. 3 of them are relatively easy to handle, and then we've got this monster kitten. He's one of the males, but he's the smaller of the 2 males, and the other 3 have normal names, and then the one that's not so nice we named Butt Nugget. And the contest was, well, we're going to rename Butt Nugget. Well, apparently our subscribers don't want to rename Butt Nugget. There is a poll that I put up, and right now Butt Nugget's leading by about 70%. No one wants to rename Butt Nugget. The other options were Spitfire Red recommended Catzilla, Paula Wells recommended Lucifer, Michael Harris recommended Leo, Homestead Oss recommended Pepper because he's hot and spicy. And then the one I couldn't get on there, Craze Family Homestead, did recommend one. I couldn't put it in the poll because there wasn't enough spots for it. They recommended Scruffy. But it looks like Butt Nugget is going to keep his name if the poll holds. So Butt Nugget will not be renamed because most people don't think they like that name and don't want to change it. So, all right, what else we got here? Just wanted to bring up kind of one more thing. Rick, there's been a lot of discussion the last month and a half, and I really wasn't too convinced that it's working. And I know there's some channels out there. His Way Homestead has had some really great results with a couple of these shorts. These are the 60-second vertical format videos that you put up, kind of like some of the social media platforms. We did 2 or 3 of them, and we just did not get really great results. And then you've seen the last couple of weeks, I've done 2 of them, and both of them are dealing with our little boxer Hazel. And Hazel, we got her a new drinking bowl, and Hazel is freaked out by anything new in her environment, and she is terrified of this drinking bowl. So I did this little short, simply Hazel walking up and being afraid of drinking out of this bowl. And on day 2.5 of that video being out, it rung up about 3,600 hits in the course of an hour and gained us 10 subs. Just in 30 minutes, literally, is all it took. And then we did an update on that shorts of day 9 of Hazel and her water bowl. And that hit this morning at day 3 between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. and bring up 2,600 additional hits onto our channel. So just between those two short videos, total of 2 minutes each, we've accumulated about 50 total hours of view time and about 5,500 or so hits, just these two 50-second videos. So Rick has done one. We're testing another format now to see how it performs, and we're coming into day 3 right now. We'll see how it performs. You want to bring that one up, Rick?
Not really. They need to go over to the channel and watch it. I don't have it up. I've actually killed that screen. Hold on. Give me a second.
I can bring it up.
Here, give me a second.
So he did a short, and he's actually, put the logo on it and put some music to it and did some editing on it. And it turned out really, really cute. So we'll see how that performed. And one of them we did not put a thumbnail on. We just used the raw video footage. The second one that just hit this morning that we got 2,600 views on, that one had a thumbnail on it. This one does not have a thumbnail, but it's pretty highly edited. So this turned out really good.
Dad, watch me make the chickens happy.
There's Doofus.
Yeah, that's Doofus, our rooster. Yeah, so Roland from Getting It Done North of 7, welcome, sir. And he says, wow, animals are working good for shorts. And I would absolutely agree with that. I mean, the two that we've hit with were both our Hazel boxer dog. And now we're trying this one with chickens, but this is day 3 today. So we'll see if this thing gets picked. And what the performance is on it, but so far the ones that are really focused on animals have done really, really well. Castle Hives, he did one of entrance to his beehive, and that one just went off the charts with respect to performance. So if you're doing these shorts, if you can find something that is cute, mainly animals, there's a good chance it's going to catch on, and you might get some views on that. So a lot of people are just talking about how many subs they get from these shorts. And this is me talking in kind of our experience. A lot of the problem that people have that I talk to that they're trying to get monetized is that they may get to 1,000, but they're still lacking 300, 400, 500 hours of view time. So to get monetized, you got to be at 1,000 subs over the course of a year, and you have to have 3,000 hours of view time. And like I said, these two 50-second videos in 2 successive weeks of the same boxer dog basically has accumulated about 50 hours of view time. That's a lot of 50-second views to accumulate that many hours. We're kind of sold on it, but you've got to be pretty selective of what you're going to portray or what you're going to put out there as your short topic.
I also would not recommend making every single one of your videos. This isn't something that, from what I understand, YouTube's just trying to kind of intrude on the TikTok niche. Right. So I definitely don't recommend going and making all of your videos shorts. But we have a dedicated playlist on our homepage of nothing but shorts. We're not even putting our shorts in the all playlist. or all video playlists, because we still want to give you guys more informative videos and the more I guess entertaining vlog style videos that I put out. But shorts are definitely, like Papa said, he wasn't sold on them, neither was I. But the last two ones that we've done of Hazel, especially the first one, I mean, I'm looking at analytics right now, and it literally just does. It actually flattened all of our other views, and then whenever it gets to the 2 days that YouTube boosted those two posts, it goes like this.
Right.
So
you know, it got us a few subs. I think total between 5,000 hits, we ended up with 12 additional subs. But the watch hours are off the chart. Now, granted, these are not monetized, but the watch hours count. So if you're accumulating watch hours, if that's what your goal is, if you can find one of these shorts that stick without overdoing it, that's probably a good way to accumulate you some hours pretty quick. That and these live streams, you know, will help you accumulate some lives as well, or some view time as well. So that's all we've got for tonight. Rick, anything else?
No, again, just go over to MB Heritage, check them out. Like I've said, after this, I don't know if he's still doing it, but head over to Ed's channel, Southern Life Homestead.
Yeah, I think he's live now.
Yeah, go over there and check him out at Southern Life. And yeah, like I said earlier, you guys have a very safe Thanksgiving, and hopefully you guys get to spend it with family. I know with the COVID nonsense and whatnot.
Getting it done north of 7. Roland says, I must go out and buy different animals. So, you know, you probably should check with Beth first on that, buddy, before you go changing up the animal inventory. You know, wives tend to get they tend not to like that. I can speak from experience. All right, folks, this was your first time in our live. I really, really appreciate you coming over. This was fun. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope it is joy-filled. Happy Thanksgiving. Remember, folks, always treat others as you would like to be treated.
Dogs are saying bye to you guys.
The dogs know we're done now. All right, folks. Good night. Be well. Take care.
Good night, guys.